Hello everyone, welcome to the Red Room. So today we got mail. We actually got mail during the week, so we're going to show you books.
So what is available now on drive-thru? This wasn't yet, and this one also. They were on Hulu, but not on drive-thru. So almost everything is available on drive-thru also now. The only things that are not available on drive-thru are this one, Wretched Country, which is available now on lulu.com. And
in hardback and softback.
Yes, in hardback and softback. And the other one, which still is not available on drive-thru, is the last one, obviously.
Sound of Madness.
The Sound of Madness, yes. But
only
it will be
PDF.
Probably next week, I think. I already ordered the proof copies for those. So when the proof copies arrive, I will make them available. There will be another game probably on Sunday. So that one obviously will start on Lulu in the print-on-demand version, and PDF on drive-thru as usual.
Lulu.
And Lulu. No, I stopped.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you had both or not.
It's too complicated, too much files to update. So it's files, PDF on drive-thru and the other ones on Lulu.
So what
and today we have
today?
these two, and also
so I like to show that
this is not
the two
ours.
of them together because they look good. Yeah, like the picture I shared. It almost looks like the same person did the cover.
Yeah, basically it's very similar. It could be the same game actually. So the both covers, well, these two are the same obviously. Both covers were by the basic expert Jonathan Torres. This one is his game, Cowpunchers, also a Western themed OSR game, also a minimalist game, though this one is its own rules. It's not based on
it's a dice pool, right?
Yeah, it's very different from
and also the rules, but it's a very easy system. We reviewed it.
Yeah, a while ago, but it wasn't on paper, so now I can show it in the inside. It's a small book, and it has nice illustrations that we already mentioned, and it's available on drive-thru and Lulu also, like ours.
Now we're going to talk about Wretched Country and maybe how to plug it with Cowpunchers.
Yes. Okay. So Wretched Country. I'm going to show the softback now. This is about 130 pages. So it starts with the rules. The rules are very similar to what was the Wretched Bastards rules. I added a few things, and well, the skills are the same, obviously. The classes are not the same, and you have rules for shooting people, which there wasn't before, unless you mean shooting with the crossbow or the bow. The rules for magic aren't exactly the same. There's some differences. There are magic for shamans, yes. And there are rules for STDs, because, well, there's no problem in having STDs in fantasy, but we didn't think about that before, so we had them for Wretched Country.
We thought it would be good with the 3 or 4 warehouses.
Yes,
warehouses, exactly. Warehouses.
Right, not warehouses.
Exactly. That we have on our.
Yeah. So if you bought this one, you can obviously use. Why not? Why the dwarves can have syphilis as well? So there's no problem.
You don't know. Maybe they're immune to syphilis.
Okay, so we'll have rules for that. Probably change names and decide which races can. Oh, we can say races. Which races can get which diseases? Species. Yeah. Okay, so what else is there here? There's a kind of a strange scenario, which is both horror and
Western,
the Western.
contemporary, or
Yeah, it's contemporary. It
contemporary,
starts
yes.
with a movie crew, which is doing this movie because this is a movie cover, as you can not well movie poster, as you can see below. This is the cast and the producers, etc. So it starts with the characters being modern, well, not modern in the sense of being 20th century. It's in the late 70s. Actors and the producers and the movie team, and they're mostly European, who are in Spain shooting a spaghetti western, which is called The Devil's Country, not Wretched Country, but it could be Wretched Country, why not? And then there's strange things happening during the shooting. The script is considered to be haunted or cursed, and then they start falling into a weird world where they are characters in the movies, and then it turns into a western. Obviously, you can just ignore all this because that's the third thing that's in the book. Hellstone, it's a western setting, a city and characters, and it can be played basically ignoring all the rest. Even though you should.
And it's kind of like a large city, right? It's like
it's supposed to be something like probably a little smaller than that, but it's
because there's a gold mining in town. So
yeah, there's a gold mine there, and so if you want to play a western theme only, you can just ignore the other part. It could be. Because I prefer spaghetti westerns, it's more geared toward that. The bad guys are the ranchers and perhaps the bandits from Mexico. I practically didn't mention the Indians, but they are vaguely mentioned there. But you can play it anyway as a
you can play it as a classic western, and there's room enough to play it as a weird western.
Of course you can, because we are using the same rules, so you can use creatures. There are some mentions of supernatural creatures, not as much as in Wretched Bastards, because we can play an elf here, because obviously
no, don't play an elf.
Not possible.
Well, do whatever you want with your game, but don't play a
dwarf.
Elf. No. You can play a midget, but not a
dwarf.
dwarf.
You can play a midget. There are midgets.
But first, you need to ask Peter Dinklage if he's okay with that.
Oh yeah, you won't be. You won't be, unless you are also a midget. You can play
even if you are a midget. I don't know if Peter Dinklage would allow.
Yeah, probably he wants to play
the midgets.
He wants to be paid to play a midget. So you can use magic or not, that's your choice. You can choose to use shamanic magic without spells, just a few rituals that just roll a dice, and there are some small events that can happen, but nothing much. You can just use potions, something like that. Otherwise, you can play a regular western, either a classic one or spaghetti, where there are no magic, or even there's another option. You can use magic, but don't allow the characters to use it, so you can put strange things happening. It's like as it happens in a weird west sometimes. The characters are just cowboys or hookers or gamblers, but there's magic in the world.
Yeah, I have an adventure in the pipeline. I will do it one of these days. That it will actually be. I don't know if you consider weird western. It's gonna be horror. So
yeah,
but the characters are
maybe not.
I don't think the characters are allowed to use magic. So there's gonna be regular people, but I'm
not entirely sure about the
what
use.
Is considered. Yes.
Up to what point? Because there are some westerns that have some mysterious things, even including some spaghetti westerns. Something enigmatic happens, and it can be
well, it's always
horror
good,
or not.
and you don't have an explanation for it. It's just something strange happening. Something strange. I like that.
And then
you can use the cowpuncher rules.
Yes. Exactly. So if you pick these rules are simpler, probably. Yeah, simpler, definitely, even simpler than ours. There's no magic. This is purely a western, even though these rules are supposed to be generic Now there's an SRD for that, so you can add magic if you want. And there's also a small town. This one is a small one. It's called Sunny Chapel because there's a
It
chapel.
has a chapel, and it's sunny.
Here's the chapel, probably sunny because it's in the desert.
Yeah.
This is in Tucson, Arizona. I think so. So there's a description here of this town, Sunny Chapel. There are some characters. You can, if you want to, why not add these characters to those, or vice
Yes,
versa.
exactly. Just mismatch.
Because as you know, this is Western, so the characters are archetypes as usual, so you can just mix ones with the others. So and I think
that's all. And so Wretched Country is kind of an opening for what will be coming next. Probably next week is Wretched Epoch.
Yes, Wretched
Let's
Epoch.
not talk too much about it now. Just a
No,
little bit.
we'll do a video
very
about
bit.
that, but
Yes.
we can just do some more, just a very quick.
It's the same
review.
time period, so.
Yeah, it's well, it starts in the same time
Exactly.
period, but it prolongs because the Belle Epoque starts in the 1870s, which is the time of the Wretched Country setting, but it only ends in 1914 when the First World War starts. There are some things that are similar. For example, the equipment list, it's not exactly the same, but it's similar. And
the prices of things.
Yeah,
maybe.
the prices of things, because I already
Though I guess in Paris, maybe everything was more expensive. I don't know.
Well, maybe not. Maybe not. And well, I said there's magic also, and you can.
There will be more, yeah, occult on that.
Much more occult because this is supposed to be a supernatural / paranormal setting. There are some Lovecraftian inspirations. You can play it as a straight Lovecraftian scenario or setting, I mean, or just expand that to other kinds of horror and mystery. It doesn't have to be horror also, but it's probably at least paranormal it should be, because there are lots of things at that time, conspiracies and sects and all that. So stay tuned. We'll probably release it this weekend, and if not, it will be very soon because it's almost ready. Just finishing editing. Okay, so enough for today. Have a nice weekend.
Bye-bye.